what you see is what you get. I said, what you see is what you get. Nothing
You know what I mean?
is the best thing yet. The best thing see is what you get.
Yo, never mind what you seen.
And never mind what you heard.
It's seen and I heard. We are here. You know, Black History Month. We got to go with the like classics.
The heavy hitters,
Yeah, and I mean,
the icons.
the funny thing is, not only heavy hitters for the protagonists of these stories.
Oh yeah, no pun. Yeah,
But the heavy hitters for the actors.
yeah. Honestly, in this one, it's a handful.
Like the heavy hitters for the acting jobs. Like I mean, when we I think late last year started toying with the idea of doing this, we talked about who are the best, like what were the best biopics, and that's how we came up with our 4. And like I think we picked a great 4.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
And I mean, to your point about like, I mean, last week when we talked about on 42, yo, there's just some things that like you don't pay attention to. And like, you got to watch these type of movies every 5 to 10 years because your perspective on life alters exactly how you view these movies.
Yeah.
Cause like my point of view on Ali, watching it before, totally different than now.
really.
Just like the things that I keyed in on, that I was like,
Yeah, because you sent me a couple messages. You hit the group chat a couple times about it. You know, some things that were pretty funny, but
and I didn't mean that. Like, you know what I mean?
mean,
But,
yeah,
but
you
it's
know,
still like,
but, yeah,
man,
yeah.
you know, it's just a lot.
it's a lot. It is a lot because I definitely thought about it, and I know we'll get to it.
Yeah, for sure.
Later on, but yeah, this week we're doing Ali.
Ali.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Shout out to Michael Mann. It's another one. He did Heat, so
Word.
director of this too.
Fire.
So yeah, I remember just when this came out early 2000s, but when it dropped, I remember there being stuff in the media like Entertainment News or whatever that talked about like just the camera angles that he was able to accomplish, like the boxing scenes in the movie were revolutionary like for the time. Because I feel like most of what we had for boxing movies leading up to that, it was like we had Rocky from the late 70s all through the 80s. And then, I want to say probably Undisputed before that. That was late 90s.
Yeah, what's the other, it's the one with a weird name. It's with a woman.
$1 Million Baby.
Yeah. Like, I'm thinking like,
Yeah.
like the evolution of shots or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, after that, yeah, I think like it's like you follow. That's kind of the new blueprint. Because I would say
Because-
like the shooting style in like a Creed
And that
for the boxing shots would be
that's-
similar.
That's what I was gonna say. Like that first Creed movie, Coogler, a lot of those shots
Mirrored the angle approach.
Yeah, for sure. Cause it's like, I love the intro to this movie. I alluded to rituals and stuff in 42, but like seeing Ali, doing the jump rope, and they're like, don't jump in one place. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
it's
for
bad for
your
your
heart.
heart. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
bad for your
for
heart.
sure.
And then, now we're in the locker room, and like a lot of these shots are like real close. So you're seeing, his cornerman, he's getting ready, tightening up his gloves, putting the tape on his hands and shit like that. But then like you see his cornerman doing his thing and doing his little rituals and putting, all the little cut stuff, tucking stuff behind his ear, putting stuff in his jacket and shit like that, making sure everybody getting organized. You got Bundini, doing his little voodoo magic shit, yo. You know what I'm saying? So, real, I don't know, like real, just real dope, yo. It puts you in the moment, but then when the bell rings, you get that quick zoom in.
Yeah.
And it's like, This is
on.
what we're here for. We on, yo. Yeah. And you just see the lights in the background. You hear the crowd, but you don't see the crowd.
Yeah.
It's just mano y mano, yo. So I always love that. Just the action scenes, or just how the action is shot in a movie like this, yo. It gives me another appreciation for the director, yo. So shout out to Michael Mann, yo.
For
sure, man. But
Shout out to Will Smith.
and shout out to Will Smith because it might have been one of the first roles in his career that he like transformed. Yeah. In a way. I can't really think of another one before this. You know, he's Mr. Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Before this movie even gets made.
And it's him as Blink.
Yo.
Him as this.
Yeah.
Him as the Man in Black. Him as Independence Day. Him as one of the bad boys. Like it's not
he
embodied the role. He was Muhammad Ali.
Became Ali. Like physically, he didn't necessarily have the stature, but like, he both
pulled it off.
And we didn't really talk about it, but shout out to Chadwick for also like getting that like he
Baseball
looked like
shape.
a baseball player,
for sure.
broad shoulders, long arms, like
the movement, the body
movement.
language.
Yeah. I love
that was something we definitely missed. Like the stealing bases.
The stealing bases shit was mad fly.
Like
you know what I'm saying?
I love how they showed the body language of his fingers and the tension of like, am I going, am I not? Yeah, I love that.
But in this, we got just all the training. Like I don't know. I've heard people say like they couldn't really jive with him trying to talk like Ali, but like I don't know.
It wasn't that bad to me.
It wasn't bad, yo.
It wasn't bad
at all. Like
I mean, and we're coming off of egregious accents and tonal things, and this would not be one of those to me.
No.
I'd have to give this. So. I'd have to give this credit for being one of the better ones.
Yeah.
Not saying it's spot on, but it's right. It's for me. It's right up there with Jamie Foxx and Ray.
Yeah. And shout out to Jamie for being in this.
Yeah.
Also, would love to see him in a Mike Tyson biopic. That's rumored to be in conversation.
I don't think it'll ever happen now.
No.
But I mean, like that was so many years ago when he just like broke down the trailer and all that stuff, and it was like, wow, that sounds amazing. But now it's like he's older.
True.
Like I mean, like literally, that's a different Jamie Foxx telling the story of how the Mike Tyson movie
Jamie,
goes.
like 10 years ago. Yeah.
It's a different guy. I mean, yeah. So I don't know.
Word. Either way, great actors in this. Like Will.
So what was Jamie Foxx's
good.
character's name in this?
Bundini. And he's kind of just like the energy guy. You know what I mean? Hype man. Yeah.
So Bundini, is that so? Did they rhyme together, or did he get rhyming from him? I
honestly feel like he got rhyming from Bundini, yo.
Right?
No bullshit.
Okay.
Because Bundini just had the sauce, yo.
Yeah. And I mean, he said it like he came through like, yo, I lent it to Sugar Ray. Like I was already giving him the sauce. Like, you know what I mean? Like I was with him. Yep. That was a big pause. Calling God Shorty. And like, there's so many other things you could reference God by other than circumcision.
Yeah.
That was a very odd thing to be like, yeah, that I know God by his choice of like that's relax.
Yeah.
Really not my business.
Yeah.
It's like,
well, I hope to never get to know anybody that close.
Like it's not even a pause. That's a stop.
Yeah, just
you know what I'm saying? But like that's not ayo, that's yo.
Yeah. All right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like real record skip type vibes. But I would say like, oh man, like I the parts of the movie for me, I gotta let you go because the parts of the movie for me are like very like later.
Okay. All right, so I mean, he's such a historical figure.
Yes.
Like, I mean, I don't know how many times magazines he's been on the cover of, how many times he's been referenced as, one of the most important athletes of all time, one of the most important black people of all time, just one of the most important figures in history of all time. Like, this movie, I think, did a really good job at capturing a lot of key moments, yo. And there's a moment that definitely fucked me up. maybe it went over my head, but it just didn't. It stuck with me this time around.
Which one was that?
When it's, he joins the nation and all that, but when the nation starts to separate from Malcolm X,
Okay.
and they, they're going to Africa separately, and then the next scene is they just end up bumping into each other. Malcolm's like,
yeah, that's a bit. That's
Malcolm's
big.
like, oh, I'm going with Maya Angelou to go do some other shit. And,
Shouldn't have
and
quarreled with
and
Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
in the middle of them, he's like doing all this catching up with him and shit like that. Like, this is my man's. I ain't seen you in a minute.
You shouldn't have quarreled with
And
the
he
Honorable
just,
Elijah
yeah,
Muhammad. Yeah,
crazy.
See, trust me. That was one of the conversations that I don't know, like where I'm at now in life, with faith being a part of my life, I'm like, that's a very, like, I don't have anyone here of that faith, so I'm not gonna be disrespectful. But the way that faith was portrayed, very heavy on you. Very overbearing.
At that time,
And like I was like,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like telling people under it what they can and cannot do. Once they go away from it, it's creating beef within relationships with people that aren't even mad at each other.
Yeah.
It was a lot. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, wow, this is really deep. Felt bad. I felt bad watching that.
Yeah,
Because like you
yeah.
said, like, this is your man's. Like, what's wrong?
Yo, they were rocking because, like, the beautiful scene after he beat Sonny Liston, seeing him at the crib with Jim Brown, with Sam Cooke, with Malcolm X. And I mean, I know that the movie, I forget the name of the movie. Was it One Night in?
I love that movie.
I still haven't watched it, yo. I still haven't watched it. I heard it because that's Regina King made that, right?
Not sure.
What-
But I definitely watched
Yeah.
that movie.
Word. It was dope. Yeah. Damn, we might have to. Yeah, we might have to do that up here, yo. I'd be with that, especially
yeah.
after all this, yo. I'd
we
be
could-
with that.
We could like Black Music Month or something.
Word,
like,
word.
Since it has Sam Cooke in it.
Word. Cause I mean, shouts out, yo. Just shout out to the representation. I think they nailed a lot of the casting. Cause like, dude, not saying dude looked exactly like Jim Brown, but like, it's Jim Brown. You know
For
what I mean?
sure.
Like, the dude physically looked like, you
Stature-wise,
know what I'm
right.
saying? And it's just like, yo, like, it's about Ali, but because I don't want to keep misrepresenting. Would you know the title? What was it?
The One Night Joint.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Well, okay. We'll eventually get it, but
Yeah.
just knowing like a little bit about that story, it's like, yo, we got arguably the biggest singer, friends with the biggest, with two of the biggest athletes, and then this, don't want to just belittle him by calling him a social justice warrior, but he was a social justice warrior,
Right.
especially towards the end of his life, when he did get excommunicated from the nation. He focused more on helping all people and getting all people involved in change and shit like that. So but you just got these, I don't want to call them necessarily captains of industry, but
Definitely
something
definitely,
like that. Yeah.
I think that's a perfect title to call them captains of industry because they were all titans in their own right.
Or
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you in the boxing world, you in the football world, you in the music industry, him in the cultural, religious, political
yeah.
advocate.
Advocate, activism.
Activist space.
Yeah, yep,
Like,
yep.
you know what I mean? Like, these are some powerhouses.
Yeah,
To
that
be
shit was
around one
fire.
another.
This shit was fire. Yo, funny thing. Sam Cooke, Change Gonna Come, yo. One of the only songs that I hear that I fucking cry like every time I hear that shit.
I get it.
Yeah. So like, them, needle drop moment, yo. Because it comes right after the last time we see Malcolm and Muhammad Ali together is him telling him like you should have never turned your back on, you know what I'm saying? You should never quarreled with him. And then the next thing is, unfortunately, we see him get assassinated, which we've seen this in movies and shows numerous times.
Right.
This one was probably, I think, one of the more graphic ones.
Yeah.
Like, spoiler alert, we're eventually gonna do Malcolm X,
Yeah, that's
the
nuts.
movie. But
See y'all next week for
yeah,
that
for
one.
sure. But this was pretty fucking graphic. This was pretty bloody. Like that That first shot was
Double barrel.
Oh my god,
Opened up.
tough,
Yeah.
tough. But hearing.
And I mean, seeing the get your hand out of my pocket was more of a throw off,
Oh yeah,
but not really even having it, like not necessarily having to do with the shooter, but it's like the shooter was over here.
was yeah,
It's like focus on that. Oh,
yeah,
like, yeah.
yep.
That was different.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that whole moment was definitely somber. They hit that on the head because again, we've been talking about parts of history where black people were really, we were really supportive. We were really riding because it was one band, one sound. You know what I'm saying? Hey, these are the people that we champion. Hey, we don't got that many people like them, so we need to put our all behind them.
Right.
I don't remember. You know what? Nah, I do remember when Kobe passed. This was like something like that where it felt like the world stopped. It felt like everybody was thinking about the same thing at the same time.
Yeah.
This shit. But Kobe. Kobe's respectfully, obviously, Kobe's not Malcolm X at the time. Like Malcolm X was somebody that just like a Dr. Martin Luther King, which shout out to MLK Day. We're recording this a few days after.
Right.
We won't talk about the other bullshit that happens on MLK
Never.
Day, but
Not at all.
not at all. Not at all.
There's enough platforming of that.
That's a fact, yeah. But just seeing where that person was in history at that time, like how much he obviously meant to the black community, but then like how much obviously he was hated and investigated and all this other shit. It was like an icon amongst other icons like at that time. So like just seeing everybody, because when Kobe passed, we got the internet, so word travels way faster, but seeing everybody in the streets, like it would seem to be moments after like news was spreading. It wasn't even in the newspapers yet. People were just, imagine how many people were making phone calls and just fucking setting the
Running
phone
to a payphone.
bro, insane. Because like Muhammad Ali's an identifiable person at that time. You can imagine, people weren't, celebrities weren't rolling around with like bodyguards and shit like that.
And he's like, yo,
he
are you
driving down the
crazy?
street. He's like, yo, you
yelling
crazy?
at him.
Like, what's going on? And he's like, yo, brother, they
happened.
killed Malcolm. They killed Malcolm. I'm just like, he's like, nah, it can't
Crazy.
be real. Yeah. And then when he sees it for himself, he's hearing it on the radio. They're literally detailing shotgun to the chest. He's been shot in the limb, and I'm just like, God damn. Like,
and it brings you back to that moment on Notorious when someone that you're on the outs with, you're thinking you have time to make it right, and you don't.
yeah,
Yeah,
that shit, that was tough. That was real tough.
for sure.
Real tough. Yo, shout out to media. We got a lot of dope black actors in this. We got a lot of people that are playing like auxiliary characters that are like leading men in other movies. Shout out to Jeffrey Wright. Yeah, we got to do. It's called American Fiction. I'll send you the trailer.
Okay.
Because I think it's another one of those, like, it's brand new. It just came out last year, but it's another, like, I think it's another
Who's Jeffrey
cultural
Wright
black.
again?
He's the photographer. Yeah, the freelance.
Oh, my man, that
photographer.
was Peoples.
Yo, shout out to Peoples, yo. Yo.
The Egyptian cotton, you motherfucker.
This more than half of your chitty paycheck. Yo, nigga, I could go on all day about Shaft, yo, and
Yeah.
maybe we add that, yo, because, nigga, me and Cruz, we quote that
That's so
shit all the
funny,
fucking
yo.
time, yo. You know
So
what I'm saying?
random.
You better sleep in that vest, yo. Yo, Tiger Woo. Nah, anyway.
Tiger Woo.
Anyway, yo, shout out to Jeffrey Wright. Because again, we talked about it with the importance of media, and especially at this time, like just people documenting in real time the moment. And I love what he said, yo. He's like, yo, you can't put me on payroll, dog.
Freelance,
Emphasis on free.
keyword free.
Yeah, keyword free, man. You know, I like that. I like Giancarlo Esposito.
Bugging out.
Shout out to Bugging Out. Shout out to fucking Big Brother Almighty.
Yeah, he was in his natural. He was in his natural hair element with the slick back.
Yeah.
Like that's what his hair is meant for.
Yeah.
His hair is
Straight
meant
up,
for the
yeah.
slick back.
Yeah. I fucked with him playing Muhammad
dad.
Ali's dad, yo.
Yeah. Solid portrayal.
I liked seeing you know what I liked with the most in their relationship was we got to see at the time a young Muhammad, was he 22 when he won the belt from Listening or something like that.
Adversarial.
Yo, having the fight with his pops about, I think I'm changing my name, I'm changing my religion, and his dad is like, but we made you. Like, seeing his pops not being able to understand.
But also the bravado of like, fam, we fed you. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like give us some credit.
Yeah.
Like, ain't nobody make me but me. If ain't nobody make you but you, why you running to them
Right.
and denouncing us?
Right.
Like,
Right.
that's a valid argument.
But to still see his dad
Support him regardless.
supporting him regardless.
Yes,
You know what I'm
sir.
saying? And I love when, and I know we're going to talk about Jada Pinkett, but
Yeah, one time for the one time.
for real, cause we got some shit to talk about Jada Pinkett. But when we're seeing them go through the throes of marriage and the scene where him and Bundini are in the living room while
when they're drunk.
she's talking shit.
They're drunk, yeah,
and they
yeah.
drunk, and he said some shit about he's like, oh yeah, that's definitely a 10. He's like, yeah, I had me a 10.
He said,
He's like,
5
nah, I had
twos.
about 5 good twos. I'm
That
like,
was
yo,
wild.
they in the living room having a good time because his pops was instigating.
For sure.
He said, oh yeah, give him hell, baby, or some
Yeah,
shit like
like-
that. Like,
Say what you feel,
Yeah,
girl.
say what
Like,
you
he was amping.
hell yeah, because I'm here to support my son, but I don't
But-
support everything about his life.
I mean, well, she was also, they had a common enemy. Like, he wasn't a fan of the brothers
Of the
either.
brothers, yeah,
So when she was
exactly.
talking about him, he's like, yeah, set that shit straight.
Yeah,
Like, like, his nose wide open for you, so maybe you could, like, talk some sense to
Right.
him.
Yep.
Like, stop thinking about these niggas. Like,
That was a good moment. That was a real good moment.
for sure. Does that bring us to Jada?
Let's talk about Jada, man. Let's talk about Jada. Because, we didn't really see no build up to it. We just see him be successful, and then he runs up on her, or however it happened, ran up on each other at the club, at the spot.
Key moment for Bundini.
Yes.
What was you doing in the Bunny Tail Lounge?
Yeah.
Like,
That shit was funny.
but true.
Yeah, you supposed to be the holy.
All
yeah.
righteous.
Yep.
And like, you know what I mean? Like, you basically, in so many words, you saying like, yo, you don't marry her. Those are the hoes. Like, you like, those is for dating. That's not for mating. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how he was on it with.
Yeah.
He was telling her, he's like, yo, you don't marry that girl. You date that girl.
Yeah.
Like, and he had his own. If you notice in the club, he had his own sitting next to him. While she was dancing with Muhammad Ali. Like, so they already had, like, they're like, yo, these are the, like, we got the little cute fly girls that are not like in his job. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's already, like, they're not the modest dressing women that we're supposed to be attracted to. Like, we're laying low. We got our nice little joints tonight.
Crazy.
And then you caught feelings.
Yeah. Yo, Ali had his nose open this whole movie.
And he said it was a problem for him, but it was apparent that it was a problem for him.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, I would never want a mate that needed that much maintenance.
Yo.
Like, he needed like full presence of his mate to not look another way. Like, it was like, yo, she could like be taking a nap and he'd be awake, and the person that grabs the housekeeping is like pretty cute, and he's like, oh wow, it's over.
Yeah.
Clip you.
It's
like,
clipped.
like you, like he needs a lot of attention.
Nino Brown, cancel that chick.
Like, yo,
Like,
the what?
yeah.
No pun, because that was her. That's the third what?
Yo.
Did you even know when you said that?
No, I fucking did not, yo. Holy shit. But yeah. Cause I was gonna
We didn't get to the third one.
Yeah, I was that's a fact. Cause I was gonna jump forward a little bit where it's just like, yo, my man's was in the ring fighting against George Foreman. His wife is in the crowd and he winking at the fucking he's winking at the ring girl like
living.
like, damn, yo, Africa don't sound too bad, yo.
Yo, Africa don't sound too bad. It's
Yo,
crazy.
T, we can move back to Africa.
Yo, nah, man. Like, listen, man. Like, nah. You just got to be disciplined. And I mean, like, he didn't have that discipline. He
Not
said
at
he
all.
didn't have that discipline,
Yeah.
but it's a clear struggle for him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I would never want to be. I don't think I'm that high maintenance of a partner. Like, I don't need that much attention. You know what I mean? Like, that's a lot. Like, there's nothing wrong with needing some, but come on, bro.
Yeah, his shit was all ego.
Like,
Everything about him.
ridiculously.
Yeah, feeding that ego. Yeah.
Like, I'm like, bro, like, let the ink dry on the divorce papers.
Yo, moving too fast.
Like, married for a few months, get her out of here. She's not really rolling with.
Yo,
She's
even-
being who she was when you met her.
Yo, she was who she was for you got there.
And she's like, I'll listen to you, but come on, bro, you got me doing a lot.
Right.
Like, there's no wiggle room there.
Yeah, and she told him, she said, "Yeah, I'm trying to work with you. I'm doing the, you know what I'm saying? I can get down with the religion and everything like that, but like, yo, I can't get down with the way they dress. Like,
Listening to all these, like, and I'm pretty like, yo, I didn't even see him go to a mosque with her.
nah, they didn't.
Like,
do
she was
the-
never in traditional clothing.
Nah, we didn't because
To see,
did we see their marriage? Nah, right? We didn't see like
No, not at all.
No, it was just.
But that's my thing.
They're
That's
married
why,
and
that's why I was like, yo, like, if you think about it, I'm like, maybe she was like, yo, I could put it on when I go to church or when I go to the mosque with you, but come on, bro, like,
Yeah, you want me to wear this
every day
24/7?
I gotta, like, when we go to a nice place, I can't wear a nice fit. Like, you could throw a suit on though.
Yeah, I ain't mad at her.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
ain't mad at her. You know what I'm saying? I'm with Pops. I'm with Pops, yo. I'm with Papa Clay.
And then shipped her right off with the brother. The brother was smart. But I digress.
Yo, you foul nigga. You a foul nigga. Yo, that's
nah,
crazy.
I'm not a foul nigga. I'm
No,
just saying.
yo.
He was discarding her.
I mean, I know another.
Get rid of her. It was a get rid of her.
Well, he did say get rid of her, which was.
It was a get
Yeah,
rid of her.
yeah.
That's the only reason I'm like, if it's what up, it's what up.
Damn.
Like, shout out to inflation. Said put my brother on payroll, 50 G a year, just to drive around.
Yo, 50 G's
Back then?
60 something. We're
just
out
to
of
drive
here.
around.
We're out of here.
He said just to drive around, just to drive me around.
That's crazy. Like, what were his? I didn't do no research on like what he was making for fights back then, but like, yo,
Not
50
enough.
G's.
I mean, but he wasn't. But I mean, that's why they have the like Howard Cosell scenes when like they allude to poor money management. Cause it's
Yeah.
like, yo, you made more than all these people combined. Like, how you fucked up?
yeah, and how you, yeah. That's another dope
Relationship.
relationship
Yeah, them
and
two
just
is
actor.
dope.
Yo, Howard Cosell, like John Voight played that role fucking awesome. Like, and I fucked with the prosthetics. Like they
Didn't even
fully
look like
deep
John
dive-
Voight.
Yo, didn't look like him, didn't sound like him. Like, and I fuck with John Voight. I mean, shit, another Michael Mann. Fucking, he was I forget buddy name, but he had the he was fucking looking crazy in Heat, yo, with the fucking mustache. He was like their manager, handler type, yo, got them their jobs and shit like that.
Got you,
But
got
yeah, nah, he completely transformed for that role, and I love their back and forth banter, yo. I love when he lifts
Reach
his
for the
fucking toupee.
toupee.
He's
That
like,
was
yo, why
wild.
would you do that, yo? He's like, yo,
Gonna
did you see
feed
this? I
that
was
thing?
accosted, yeah. You gonna feed that, yeah. Nah,
Yeah,
that
he
was
went
that
kinda
was real
crazy.
dope. That was real dope. I remember seeing like little mini docs and shit. That made allusions to like their relationship.
That
yo,
behind
and
the scenes.
yeah,
and
man, and
how
were
they played it up. and-
legitimate
yeah.
like friends, yo. Like
Yeah.
they literally talk to each other in their free time type shit, yo.
super cool.
Hell yeah, real cool, real good relationship.
That brings us to the
dynamic.
second wife. All right.
Come on.
Nah, I'm just like, okay. Now, childhood crush
Well,
from the young lady
from the young lady, yeah.
to him. You can't control that.
No,
You cannot control
another person's feelings.
if they had a crush on you when they were young
Yeah,
and you're an adult. And then when you're an older adult and they're now an adult and you unintentionally bump into them, that's okay, right? I guess.
I'd say so. Yeah, I'd say so.
So let's say like we got the earliest age, we got the 22, right? And that's when he was the champ.
Yeah.
So 22, she was 11. A lot of relationships, I know, you know,
Yeah.
they'll have that 10
Are
year gap.
Are we saying about 10 years has
Like,
passed?
you know,
Yeah.
the man to the woman gap. So maybe he's 33. She's 22 now. Okay. Like back then, trust me, my grandfather had about 5 to 10 years on my grandmother.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like that's like a thing.
That was the thing. Yeah.
Okay, so if that's our origin story, we're not gonna talk about it much. Like we're not gonna be like canoodling in the bed and talking about how like you were like a preteen and you thought I was cute when I was a grown up. Like we're gonna keep it pushing. Like we're not gonna be like, oh yeah, you trying to be nice to me now. Like, yeah, remember when I called you that nickname when you was 11? Like, no, because that makes it mad creepy.
Super creepy.
Like, it wouldn't be creepy if you don't, like that part of memory lane you can't rock with. Because it's like, yo, you met this grown woman and, like, what are the chances? She remembers you from when she was little. And she remembers the nickname. Like, you have to have her do all the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
So it's, like, all in her crush.
Yeah, because if
You're like, oh, I remember I called you Little Indian Girl, it's like, you're wild.
yeah, it's automatically
like-
looked at.
Listen here, Tyga.
Yeah. Oh,
He was waiting your turn, my G. Why are you not talking to me?
Cause I was about to say, nigga was waiting his fucking turn. But goddamn, yo. Yeah.
That's somebody that
you're one quote away from being Tyga.
like
For
you're
sure.
very close. Like, cause like, why is that in your mental Rolodex?
Yeah.
Like, who else was 11 that you gave a nickname to that you remember?
Yeah, cause I mean, and thankfully how they played it was like
It was more
he was
her.
kind of like, yeah, he's like, oh, I kind of vaguely remember that. Like,
Yeah. It was more her than him.
yeah. Thank God he wasn't on some like
Like it was one. It was.
oh, so you
It was one misplaced line away.
you was scoping.
It was one misplaced line away.
Yeah.
Like one line away from like one of her lines being his line.
Mm-hmm.
Not even like, my nigga, you like kids? like it was that close.
Damn.
Like, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like it was one. It was one writing mistake away.
Word.
Like they told that line.
Yeah.
But then
And just, you know, and we'll get it in Malcolm X when
she was solid.
oh yeah
She
she's
said something
beautiful.
very. No, I'm not even talking about looking.
Oh, okay, where
Shout out to her, yeah,
Yeah, she
beautiful
was-
woman,
yeah,
beautiful woman.
she was
All, like all, his, like don't get me wrong. Like I understood his problems. Like he had some pretty ladies. Like all three wives was like Jada, her, and the Nino Brown canceled the joint. Yeah, they always fly. So shout out to him. Like his taste wasn't bad in the movie,
Nah.
but I'm just saying she was solid. Her parents was loaning the money. She was with him during the broke time.
Yo,
She
shout
ca-
out to those be the ones.
She called out, but it's always the ones that's when niggas broke that niggas just neglect. Like, yo, for Wall Street, like, you know what I mean? Like, niggas just regret the joint that be solid when you
'cause
broke.
That's how you know what's funny? It's off topic, but Shorty that played Leo's first wife in Wolf of Wall Street,
she was
niggas
solid.
is fucking pining over now because she's apparently in the Penguin show
Right.
or some shit like that. So they was internet going crazy.
For sure.
Yeah, y'all wasn't. Yo, back then they didn't want me.
Now I'm hot.
You know what I'm saying?
Ooh. But yo, but I'm telling you, bro, like she was saying solid things. Like she's like, yo, when we get right, like make sure you have some good people around you. Like, yo, these niggas really like they vent like, yeah, like when you got it, they with you. When you don't, where are they? That was real.
Yeah.
And like when you got somebody in your corner like that, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, where's everybody? Where's everybody that was on the gravy train? Like she was calling real stuff out.
Yeah. Like a real supportive
While being
woman that loves you should, yo.
like while being the modest, like the picture of modesty that he needed for his faith. Like, you know what I mean? Like
she checked off mad boxes.
they sneaking little handholds in the mosque. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's all they could do. Like, yo, that's like, man, that was darling to see, bro. Like it was like, yo, that's really real. Like,
Nah, that's-
you know what I mean? Like when
yeah.
that's all you could do. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, yeah, that's fire. And she was riding, bro.
Yo, shout out to our earlier behind the scenes. Where are those at in my inbox? But anyway, go ahead.
They coming, bro. You know what I'm saying? But they
Wait my time.
keep it a buck. They probably just as focused as you, and they not
That's a fact.
chasing.
See, that's the you know what it is? It's just shout out to Michael Mann with all of these having the De Niro's and the Ali's being oblivious, and then here comes a woman walking into the I seen you at the bookstore reading some bullshit. You
It's
know what I'm
gonna
saying?
happen.
Where they at?
It's gonna happen. They gonna pop up, bro. You gotta chill.
Muhammad had 3 quick.
It's freezing outside.
Word.
Trust me.
It is.
Spring hits. You'll be kind of just kicking it at Barnes and Noble. Doop, doop. Now you De Niro. Now you in the spot. Somebody walks by, it's game over. You know what I'm saying? Forget about it.
Crush the buildings.
But
Yeah.
But nah, man, like she was riding, and then she just kind of like gave herself an out. And even when she caught it on the double back, she was like, "Yo, I don't even bother you about the casual joints. I be letting you cook. I know you can't help it. I know you be loving these.
Yo,
Like, but you out here catching feelings?
we can't have that. Can't have that.
Blew
That's
it.
where she drew the line.
Blew it.
Because that's clearly not. Because third wife is the one I'd assumed is
Nino.
Layla Ali's.
I don't. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Okay,
I'm not sure.
word.
Nino Brown
ignorant to
cancel that. She's pretty.
Yo, it's fucked up though, because it just how it happens. Just at the at the end, it's all like, because not saying I want to see it right off in the sub.
But the movie doesn't
sunset.
depict his whole career. It's like a very. It's a chunk.
The movie essentially ends after the George Foreman fight, because he
Right.
did go on to fight for another, I don't know, decade or something like that.
Yeah.
had a handful of
Put
losses.
himself
and
in
shit,
harm's
but-
way.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Punch
Gave,
drunk.
gave his life to the
Gave
game
his life
too
to the
much,
game, yo.
unfortunately.
Yeah. But
But they unfortunately, like, you know how we talked about Little Kim, like we couldn't believe that she was mad at her depiction because her depiction seemed decent. Like they definitely made him like a dude that like had women problems.
yeah,
Like, I mean, as far as like he just like had no discipline. Like, I feel like all his discipline was given to his principles, his faith, his dedication to the sport.
Yep.
Like he had no discipline when it came to women.
no,
I couldn't believe it. Like, I was sitting there like, bro, hold it down. Relax.
yeah.
Like Jada said, like, are you a virgin? She said, you're just so gone.
Yo, and then she looked at him with that fucking lazy eye.
It was on.
It was on after that, yo. Yo, you made mention of this in the group chat. And I don't, this is not to bash Jada, yo. Jada, my nigga, hate it had to be her. But that fucking wig, man.
Oh yeah, you know. I mean, but it's a wig of the times though.
It was fucked up.
That's a Diana Ross and the Supreme special. You know what I mean? Like, that's a wig of the times.
But if we compare to Jackie Robinson's wife, the actress that played her,
Quality.
quality, classy look, like I think she embodied.
You got to
the-
remember though, Jackie Robinson's wife is supposed to be the wife of Jackie Robinson, who he's holding to a certain level of esteem.
Yeah.
You got to remember that Jada is
from
coming
California.
but Jada's coming from humble beginnings and meets Muhammad Ali,
Okay.
who's also not championing glamour, so he wouldn't help doll her up. Context makes sense.
Gotcha.
She should have never got a wig upgrade.
Yeah.
That was the Bunny Tail Lounge wig. Feel me?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And he'd be enabling at that point. Like if he was like, yo, let's go on the shopping spree, let's get new dresses, let's get new wigs. And he's like, yo, let's get the hijab and you cover it. Should have been like, what, my nigga? Like, not the new hair. it wasn't gonna work.
Yo.
So yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. What do you think about because I don't know too much about like Bundini's like story, but like the battle with like addiction and shit.
Sad.
Selling the belt, the championship belt, yeah.
You gotta be a different kind of person. Shout out to Ali for being forgiving for that.
Nah, for sure.
I'm not letting you back around me.
And I wonder if I don't know too many boxers, personally, shout out to Derek and, the Whitley family and shit like that. We got our own history of boxing families out here. But I wonder if that's like, is that a thing with boxers where like you got the guy that carries your belt? You know what I'm saying? Like I want to know
why he didn't have his own belt.
You know what it is, yo? I wonder if there's, I don't know if you remember on Hulu or I don't know if it was Hulu or FX, maybe both. A few years ago, they had like this hip hop mini series that had like the people that were behind the scenes, and it had the lady Deb that was integral in Nicki Minaj's career early on and shit like that. It was Waka's mom. Waka's mom, yeah. And then her brother Bimmy and his involvement. Then they had Trick. I got to get the name of the little docuseries because that's one of my favorite hip hop documentaries. But the people behind the scenes, yo. So like I want to know how many other boxers had a Bundini in their corner, just the energy guy.
I would more than the belt thing. I think the belt thing was probably more specific to Ali.
To Ali, okay.
And whatever happened.
But I want to know.
But I think that
the decision would be.
I think they got a
that.
lot of the like a Bundini guy, like because I think people are very, very superstitious.
Especially in sports.
Like once you add success. Like I mean, like Charles Barkley said, like yo, every game he would eat like 2 double quarter pounders before the game because he had a good game after that, and he just is not gonna ever not do it.
Word.
Like you know what I mean? Like cats like talk about like and it's because I'm a basketball junkie, so like I watch a lot of like pods and like interviews with basketball players. They talk about like how like yo they drive the same route, they don't turn different ways.
That's
like it'd be intense how much cats get locked into a routine in order to like think that it's like a deciding factor in their outcome.
Shit.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah. Yeah, because I mean that
and I mean the dude did a good job selling himself.
Yeah.
Said he was the sauce, and like all of a sudden, and I mean that even lends more to him. Like when they walk in saying "float like a butterfly, sting like a bee" together. Like it's like yo, he's helping amplify this persona that he's using as the persona that everybody's crediting him for. So yeah, I definitely need you for this. Like you got a purpose. You Quentin Miller. You Sci-Hi.
Yeah.
You chefing some of these bars. You definitely rolling with me. Like maybe we could get you some rehab, but I need those bars.
But I need, I need that. I love seeing Will depicting Ali towards what they thought was like, towards the end of his career. He's definitely out of his prime. But when he gets defeated by oh my God, not Sonny, Frazier.
Okay.
But then he gets the fight for George Foreman after, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, you're looking at it, and George Foreman in the movie, great representation, but also in real life, he was just a massive
specimen.
Oh my fucking God, yeah.
like just a large human.
Yo, because I've seen some of the early like footage of Foreman like training and some early Foreman fights, like nigga,
otherworldly.
Because Ali was once looked at like that at 20, 21, 22 years old, and then you're seeing a 22, 23-year-old Foreman. It's like, oh shit, like this is the new.
It's funny, yo. It's funny because when
he was really looking at him like, I might not make it out of this one. You know what I'm saying?
I couldn't stop thinking about Foreman grills and everything. When they were talking about the Ali Champ burgers and Mexican endorsements and stuff, I was like, it was like he was getting a glimpse into that future of that like profit, name, image, and likeness.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, profit off of this, bro. Like, he's like, yo, he was more like, yo, this is my thing. This is my thing. Like, but it was like I was like, it kept making me think like, yo, I remember the Foreman girl craze.
Yeah, yo, Foreman girl went nuts, yo. They had the hood in a chokehold, yo. But just seeing the you can see and like feel the nervousness because even like his trainers were kind of like, yo, like I don't
Older,
yeah,
we
we
older.
don't know about this, yo.
We're not there.
Yeah.
We're not what we used to be.
And the false sense of confidence. So like, but I love seeing it when he walks into the gym and does the champ is here. You know what I'm saying? Gotta sell the fight.
Yeah, we gonna have to use that Jada for the clips on the.
Word. Yeah. I
got you.
I'm with it. Yep. And then yo, shout out to our man's playing Don King, yo. You know what I'm saying?
Raggedy bitch. Yo, calling people a line that they get in the movie is crazy. Yo, my man, you raggedy bitch was killing you, Don King.
Yo,
don't worry. Yo, we gonna get real problematic. Yo, we gonna get through Black History. We're gonna dabble on some things for Women's History Month. Then we're gonna get right back to these gender wars, and we got Waiting to Exhale and Thin Line and all types of stuff on that slate.
Yo,
we're gonna bring some ladies in there, and we're gonna argue.
Thin Line is
Y'all gonna call me a feminist with Thin Line. Martin was on some bullshit. But before,
we'll get to there. Yeah, we'll get to there.
You got final thoughts on Ali?
Great movie. Icon, rest in peace.
Yes.
Go see it if you haven't. I mean, shit. It's visually great. I think stood the test of time.
Worth adding to the watch list.
Yeah.
And I think it would. There's some very interesting conversations that I'd like to have with people of Muslim faith that I would not have with people of Muslim faith being absent. This movie, watching it at this age, questions that got brought to me.
Oh, word. Okay.
That'd be very interesting.
Word, yeah. Outside of that, though, go
shout out to my man Leon being in there. You know.
Yeah.
Shout out to my man Leon.
Word up. But yeah, on that note,
though,
seen us.
You know what I'm saying? And you heard us. Royal Soul.
What you see is what you get. It's what you get. Then what you see is what you get. What you see is what you get. What you see is what you